Hello, everyone. This is Professor Lookholder, and I just wanted to share a few helpful hints for this week's module. We are talking about theory this week, and I wanted to help explain it in maybe a little bit more direct way. So, when we use theory, we are using a framework when we think about certain things. So, for example, you might know someone who's always optimistic, and people who are always optimistic tend to look for the positive and the good in everything. Well, when we use a social theory, we take the same mindset, but then specifically focus on various aspects. So, for example, conflict theory. Conflict theory is used to examine inequality in society. We use conflict theory to look at the struggle over power and resources between groups and people. And anytime we're trying to analyze if there's unfairness happening or a power imbalance or people who have access to more resources like healthcare or food or education, that is when we would use conflict theory. So you're forcing your mind to think about something in a certain way. For structural functionalism, you would use a framework of looking at the function or dysfunction in society. Functionalism is used to see how all people and parts of society play a role, play a part to keep our whole system going. And so when you're a functionalist and you're using that framework, you want to see what parts of society provide function and balance. And if something isn't working, then we look at it through a dysfunction, right? Something is upsetting the system, it's not functioning properly. And then let's also talk about symbolic interactionism, which would be the last of the three major sociological theories. Symbolic interactionism looks at shared meaning. Shared meaning is anything that kind of has that inherent understanding. If I were to hold up two fingers, most people would assume that means the number two, or maybe it means peace. Right? We oftentimes will hold up two fingers to symbolize peace. And so that particular action, holding up two fingers, has a lot of inherent meaning. It has shared meaning amongst our society. So we use symbolic interactionism to study shared meaning in society. We also use it to look at labels, stereotypes, symbols, gestures, all of these things that kind of express meaning to one another and help us interact and communicate with one another. So yes, this is how we use sociological theory, and I hope this video was helpful. And please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.